Yeah.
And we're live. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Sound of Manchester. We're here reviewing, previewing of multiple matches, but there is no other place to start. Is This particular weekend was a huge weekend both for the Manchester United men's team and the women's team. In a way, dono teams had a top of the table clash, and it contrasting results kahenge because ended up dropping points in the women's match. United ladies came up against the Chelsea ladies, and United lost 2-1. A goal
Yeah.
towards the later half of the match
Yeah.
that
63rd
eliminated
minute. Yeah.
63rd minute, yes. So that wasn't quite a beautiful weekend for Casey Stoney's girls there. But if you talk about the men's team, they traveled to Anfield, a place where Liverpool haven't lost in God knows whenever since I think August 2017. So it is
Yeah.
their incredible run continues, but it was Manchester United, and what was even more poignant was the fact that it was the Manchester United players who came out who were so disappointed after the draw, because it wasn't just that Pogba chance that guys you were discussing right before the live started. There's also a few other chances. There's brilliant save from that Bruno effort,
Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
box. Then at one point that Rashford should have provided to Cavani, and I feel like
Cavani.
I'm still shouting right now, कि भाई
Yeah.
side में डाल दे, भाई side में डाल दे. But
पूरा खाली था.
all of that considered, I'll start with I guess Rohan and Pratmesh. I'll come with you with a little bit of the Liverpool and also quite a bit of the Chelsea game as well. So
Yeah.
Rohan, first of all, let me introduce the panel. There's a bad show there. We've got Rohan, Shivam, Pratmesh on with us. So
Yeah.
Rohan, how was the weekend for you? How did you view it? What was your opinion as a Manchester United fan? Because I am sure अगर मैंने पहले बोला होता, will you take a nil or draw? You would have grabbed it from both of my hands and be like, कोई नहीं यार, 3 point तो आगे ही रहेंगे. And just for the viewers, Liverpool have dropped to fourth, and if Everton win the game in hand, Liverpool drop to fifth. So that is quite the level of impact that one particular draw, and that is how crazily close the top of the table is.
Yeah, absolutely. The thing is, there's a tinge of disappointment coming with a point from Anfield. I wouldn't have said, as you said, that if you would have given me a point, I would have snapped your hand and accepted it. The thing is, that just says that coming from taking a point from Anfield and coming home just shows the progress we have made under Oli. Uh, it was a match, and see, we were never gonna dominate the ball going to Anfield, because Liverpool, regardless of the injuries and the problems they are having, we are not gonna do that. And the first, I could understand what Oli wanted. Oli wanted the first wave of attack to be neutralized, and we did that because Liverpool were playing fantastic in the first 20 to 25 minutes. But after that, when that thing went away, we started getting into the game, and we had the better chances. In the second half, there was only one likely team to win, and that was us. So I'm very disappointed. But the thing is, a point, I'll take it. But this was the best chance. As I said before, also this was the best chance to beat Liverpool. I don't know when that chance will come again. But let's move on with that, I would say.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't disagree with you at all there, because I also felt this was a very good chance to get at a Liverpool team, which honestly, yes, they had chances. First of all, let's be very honest. First half completely dominated किया उन लोगों ने. They were the better side in the first half. At least for the first 35 minutes or so, they were the better, by far the better side amongst the two. And it was very clear. I think you guys would remember I mentioned something on the lines of the PSG style sort of a match that we played against PSG in the autumn. Felt like you concede the initiative initially, but make sure it's a controlled defensive performance, not like a haphazard defensive performance in the last minute blocks. I felt the United defense was quite comfortable. I wasn't quite happy with Bailly being benched, but
Yeah.
Pratnesh, with Bailly being on the bench, and of course I'll come to Shivam as well. Uh, Overall, बहुत ही solid performance था from the Manchester United midfield and defense. Still a little bit slightly disappointed in the sense, though
Disappointed.
I
Yeah.
almost never agree with Jamie Carragher, but
Yeah.
sort of agreed with him slightly when he was talking to Gary Neville on his podcast. Why are you calling United a small club? I feel United एक साल आगे है Pratmesh in their progression. I feel they're 1 year ahead of time. I never thought United would be in a title race because there are obvious flaws in the squad. Let's be very honest, and they will show up if we get some crucial injuries. So, your thoughts on the Liverpool game before we come to the Chelsea match, and I'll take a few thoughts from Shivam as well for the Liverpool game after this.
Yeah, if 2 years ago when Jose's United went to Anfield, had you said, we will get a point in Anfield, I think we would have snatched it by both hands. Last season when Ole's team went to Anfield, had you asked, and would we take a point? I would have taken it again. The huge change which has happened between last season and this season is you're going to Anfield, you've come back with a point, and you're disappointed. That's the imminent change that you can see within fans and within the club and within everyone that is associated with Manchester United right now. Secondly, I think it's right that you said that this team is an year ahead of its progression. The reason being that all the other teams have also been impacted with COVID, like Manchester United have been. Teams have found it difficult to adjust to philosophies, to neo philosophies, except like clubs like Arsenal, Tottenham, who probably Tottenham would have been in the title race, but for a few things here and there, probably they're still finding their groove under Jose. With Chelsea again, a huge. They also had COVID issues, injury issues, and the entire squad is still yet to gel together. That absolutely helped us. Liverpool, they have been almost losing one player a game at one point, so they weren't really fluent either. And Man City also had similar issues. So because of all of this, United are in this title race, along with the beautiful football that we have played in so many games this season, the grit and determination that we have shown against teams like Burnley, against teams like Wolves, who have been tough to beat, but you have beaten them in the best way possible. I feel even if it was a 1-0, we have went away at difficult venues, and especially the game against Brighton where we won after the full time whistle. So we have done things that have been unimaginable for many fans this season, but we have done them well. At Anfield, I felt that Victor Lindelof, along with Luke Shaw, was a standout player. I know Eric Bailly should have played. I'm pretty sure that Eric Bailly still should have played. But Lindelof was exceptional. I think Ole likes Lindelof when the team's sitting back, maybe because Lindelof has that tactical acumen to understand a deep lying football way, and that he doesn't have to throw himself around to make those recovery tackles like Bailly does. So maybe that's one way of looking at it, and I am personally happy with Lindelof. Uh, I think a right back position is somewhere where I think last season with Dallo being there, I felt Wan Bissaka felt challenged, and this
But Wan
season,
Bissaka, Pratnesh, just to add to your point, Wan Bissaka was unlucky not to get an assist there. He really was. That was a very good
call. He also played well. He also
I felt Wan Bissaka played well considering how torturous Andy Robertson can be.
And Mane.
And Mane. Not to forget, probably the best left winger in Europe right now.
Left-sided attack. Precisely left-sided attack.
For sure. And you could probably take this game as Wan Bissaka's turning point of the season too, because I
hope so even Luke Shaw for that matter. For me, the man of the match was Luke Shaw.
Man on
head and shoulder. Can we stop the Luke Shaw hate? I mean, that guy looks ripped AF. I was about to just swear on the live, but can we just stop? Can we stop this agenda against Luke Shaw? And adding on to the what Pratmesh was saying, Shiva, there are a few players in the squad who get a lot of bad press. Luke Shaw amongst them has been one of the primary receivers of these beautiful comments about his weight, comments about his inability to attack.
Maguire as well.
Yeah, I think Harry Maguire needs to do a lot more, at least in my eyes, to actually start justifying his
season. He was blocking all the shots that
he played well because Shivam, my point is he played well because दोनों center backs को हमारे two proper holding midfielders का cover था. That is why I feel like we need to graduate from one of these two and get Eric Bailly in. If Eric Bailly plays the FA Cup tie, which we will discuss a little bit later, you will see this additional difference in that particular scene. So Shivam, your thoughts on the match, and then we'll come to Pratmesh for the WSL match.
So
what I felt we went with a 4-2-3-1 when I saw the lineup. I felt like we are going with a 4-2-3-1, but in the first half it was clear that it was a 4-5-1.
Yeah,
Right mate was
Yeah.
Rashford and left mate was Marshall,
Pogba.
and Bruno was the only one
Oh
forward
yeah,
in the first
Pogba
half.
was
Yeah,
also in there.
yeah,
Yeah.
and afterwards in the second half, so we changed it. It was Rashford up front. Then Pogba came into this right wing position. In that way, we created a that in that way we created chances as well. And then when Cavani came, we got 2-3 clear cut chances. I feel we should have scored two at least out of the three chances, like considering the Cavani, Bruno, and the Pogba one.
Pogba.
Yeah.
And I
Oh,
didn't,
nightmares हो रहे
and
हैं भाई
al-
उसके तो अभी भी.
and
Yeah.
also, bro, uh,
Apparently Pogba's
like
apologized to the entire squad, right, for that miss.
like
Yeah, yeah.
our defense was so solid that we didn't give away many chances. I guess I only remember they are stretching once to save that
Yeah.
Thiago shot.
Yeah.
Other
Yeah. Yeah.
than that, I don't remember
And,
any saves
and
that
I
we made.
remember that Salah ka deflected shot in the first half, which went for a corner, which was a good
Yeah.
block.
Yeah, yeah,
But beyond
from
that, मतलब मुझे
Maguire.
ऐसा नहीं लगा there was a threat as such on the United goal. They controlled possession, conceded, but Jurgen Klopp's comments about a team having so many world-class players, still playing such a restricted style of football.
It's okay.
It's to Messrs Klopp and Guardiola. Guys, you guys have built some fantastic teams in the past, but that doesn't give you the right to decide what kind of
Right.
football is
I
played, all
remember
over the
Jose's
world.
comment after the Europa League final. Poets do
Yeah,
not
poets.
always win everything.
Yeah.
So
Ole got his own bus in the first half.
yeah. It was a
Yeah.
nice bus, I feel. Yeah.
Yeah. So moving on from what Shivam was commenting there, in the Puri positivity on the men's side was slightly dampened, was quite dampened by the result on the for the women's team.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Unfortunately, they were up against who, in my opinion, are probably one of the two best women's teams in the UK at least, Chelsea. And the Chelsea ladies were able to come away with a 2-1 victory there. Pratmesh, how did you see this match? Because this ended just before the Liverpool game started, right? So
Yeah.
it wasn't such an auspicious beginning to that particular 17th night.
Yeah, and I remember telling Kushagar, if this is the sign of things to come, I'm going to be absolutely, depressed at the end of this night. As you can see on the league standings, right? United Chelsea have won their game against United. We are level on points, but they're ahead on goal difference. So and their goal difference massive too. It's plus 24, and we are at plus 17. So in that sense, I think we still have a lot to catch up in terms of goal difference. But talking just about the game in itself, I think the women's team go with a lot of heart whenever they go. I think last season you saw them, trying to struggle to pick up points at big teams, struggle to put their style of impress their style of football upon the opposition, which kind of changes here because I think this has been a template of Casey Stoney's teams this season that no matter who the opposition, we still play our brand of football, and that's impressive, that's bold, and that's worked so far. Especially, I mean, things like playing Leah Galton at left back in so many big games where
Yeah,
Leah Galton is not even a left back. So these are
yeah.
the kind of things that we have been doing that have been working, but didn't work unfortunately in this game. Uh, to be honest, Chelsea and Olympic Lyonnais are the best current
yeah,
teams in Europe.
Man City as well, right? They've
Man
brought
City as
in
well. Yeah,
they've got
they've
Lucy
got a
Bronze, the best player in the world, and they've brought in a few other good players, right? All the
US
yes.
English players
international.
seem to go to Lyon and then come back to City. This seems to be the route.
Yeah, that's like winning for the best team and then trying to win it for the second best or the third best team there is. But I think Chelsea have been smart in the way they've recruited this season as well. I mean, Emma Hayes is an absolute legend. I don't know how she is. She's still not regarded as one of the best in the world for some reason. But her job has been massive for Chelsea over the last few years. And man, I think when Pernell Harder just, she when she has good games, she absolutely dominates. And I think with her goal, you could just see that she was right into it. I think special shout out to Lauren James because her goal was magnificent. If you guys haven't watched that goal, please check it out on the United Women's Instagram or Facebook page. It was a magnificent goal. It came out of nowhere because I don't think we were doing that good in the game until that point. And
Didn't had a shot
going
on target.
didn't have a shot on target. We went to Chelsea, which in any way was going to be a tough game. But
Okay.
and Lauren James had just come on for 4 minutes. That was her fourth minute when she scored the goal. So
Yeah.
that was a pretty good strike. And then again, minute 63 we concede. And to
Yeah.
be honest, after that the game's momentum just shifted to our side because I think Chelsea were pretty happy to sit back on what they had, and United just couldn't build anything cohesive to really trouble the defense. So in that sense, it was a tough game because this was the first defeat of the season. After 11 matches, this is in fact our first defeat of the season. So it's tough to take. We had a tough game against Chelsea at the Lay Sports Village early on in the season. That game ended up in a draw, and this time we have lost. So in that sense, you could say Chelsea have the initiative to themselves. They
Yeah,
have a better goal difference than us too. Man City still have a game in hand, and they might come to 23 if I'm not to 24. So they might come 2 points of us, and Arsenal are always going to be there in that battle too at 23 points. So as you can see on the table, it's pretty tight. It's just 11 games in the season in, and the season ends at 22 games. So there is still half of the season to go, but a
yeah,
strong title race will be expected in the Women's
Yeah.
Super League like the Men's League, which is good because I think the WSL for the last few years has been dominated by Arsenal and Chelsea and Man City. It's good to have a fourth team that can actually challenge for the title, and the speed at which the United Women's team have done it has been incredible. And I know with Casey Stoney, for sure, you can guarantee that the next time they take on the pitch, which we will discuss later against Birmingham, there will be a certain uprising performance, especially now that it's at home. I expect them to bounce back strongly.
yeah. With taking your cue there as well. Only we can probably get to the Birmingham fixture right now, and then maybe
Yeah,
focus on this. The last part of the video on the Liverpool FA Cup tie. So
yeah,
the as I saw the table as you showed us the table. Couldn't really place Birmingham City in the top half, so that means they
yeah,
haven't been having such a fantastic season, right? So,
yeah.
forgive,
They are
pardon my
eighth right now.
pardon my lack of understanding of the Women's Super League in the sense of apart from the top four teams, I've not really
Yeah,
particularly followed it as much, and that surely is blot on my own
Same.
personal record. But yeah, as far as the Birmingham team, could you please tell us a little about them? Have they been just promoted from the Championship?
no, no, they have been there for a while. It's just that they
All
aren't
right.
going through a very good spell right now. I think Aston Villa were one of the teams who were promoted last season. They won the FA Championship, the Women's Championship, and they haven't been having a good season either. I think Birmingham have done decently. They've won 3 games. They've had 5 losses too on the way. So their season hasn't exactly been like an upward scale, but having lost Lucy Stanniford to United in the summer, one of their most important players in the team, I think it was anyway going to be a tough choice for
Tough
them to
season. Yeah.
tough season, especially considering that Birmingham as a club themselves are a little short on
Financial
finances,
issues. Yeah.
and
The
so
Jude Bellingham thing. Yeah, they had to make the
the
transfer
Jude
because they did not have money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
exactly. So that was
Yeah.
always going to be difficult for them.
All right.
Especially money is even less in the women's game, so that makes
Yeah.
it even more difficult. So for them, I felt they've done pretty well. But I feel the United women's team will have a little stronghold in that sense, in this game um, because I think one thing that this women's team has shown this season is they have the ability to score a lot of goals. Also, they have a very good ability of winning those midfield battles, which I think teams like Birmingham or Aston Villa or Bristol City, the teams who are on the bottom of the table, are pretty good at giving those physical midfield battles. So that's something that United will be looking at, trying to win those battles and then take the game ahead from there. I'm just trying to recollect what the score was last time out, so I had to just get on it. It was 5-2 United victory at Birmingham last time. A fantastic
We should
game.
expect
We should
United
High
to
expect,
go
scoring
into
game.
it as favorites.
yeah. And the good part about that game was we came back from a goal down. We were trailing 2-1 at one point, and then we had an absolute blitzkrieg in the second half, and we won that game 5-2 pretty easy peasy. But it wouldn't be that easy this time because
Yeah.
Birmingham themselves will be fighting for at least getting out of that relegation battle. I know it's not close yet. I think Villa and Bristol are very down in that sense, but they don't want to get sucked into it later. So they will make it a difficult game, but still expecting United to get the 3 points, probably score 2 or 3 goals and keep a clean sheet.
Yeah, all right. From a match, sorry, you say someone is saying something. Did I?
No, no,
All
no.
No,
right.
no.
No, no.
I think it is just some background noise that I heard. So from a match where United would be favorites to Rohan, a match where I don't know who is the favorite, right? Really, because we can have a look. We can have a look at the Premier League match that United are going to play in 24 hours or a bit more than 24 hours, right? Tomorrow evening. That match versus Fulham at Craven Cottage. Various Oh, I'd just like to take this comment because this is quite poignant. Various temperature zones seen on the screen, one speaker with ceiling fan behind and another one fully covered with warm clothes, hence divided by United by club. It shows wide fan following of the club. Kudos. Thanks, Mom. Thank you so much for the comment. We are united by the club. So that is something that runs right across all of our hearts. But Rohan, yes, coming back to the FA Cup fixture, though Fulham, we do expect a victory there. With respect to the FA Cup fixture against Liverpool, what is the starting lineup would you play, and what would happen in the sense that would you rest Bruno for the Fulham game? Would you rest a few players for the Fulham game, giving them the carrot? Ki bhai dekho, I think on the weekend we're playing Liverpool. That's a mega clash. It's a marquee clash. It will be on prime time, so you can be ready for that.
See, the one thing which Oli cannot do is underestimate Fulham. Fulham
Of course,
maybe they are,
brilliant defensively.
Yeah.
yeah, they are battling relegation, but the thing is they have been unlucky in the last three games where they should have
Yeah.
won against Tottenham. They were unlucky to lose against Chelsea where they were fantastic before Anthony Robinson got that red card, which was, I think everyone would
Even
agree that it was
after
a
being
large.
down to 10 men, they were defensively fantastic, weren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because see, Scott Parker has played in the Premier League. He's a wily fox. He knows what is needed to stay in the Premier League. You just cannot go there and play flashy football and like Norwich did last season, play to what do you want to do? You just want to play and then get counter attacked and concede 5-6 goals. He's not going to do that. Fulham are not that team, so they play a very a counter attacking football with a very position type, and they will always like to frustrate us. The thing is that I think, as you asked me, if Oli would rest Bruno, I think Oli has to rest Bruno because this is the actual game where you have to use Van de Beek. This is the game, and then we have the Arsenal game, and this is the perfect game where I would take out Bruno as well as Rashford, and I would play Van de Beek. I'll play a diamond this game, or maybe a 4-2-3-1 with four midfielders and start Cavani because Cavani was excellent. He made that impact, made those runs. You're gonna keep that Fulham backline, which is they are being they are not leaking goals, but you can, if you press and probe, they're gonna
They
creep.
can take
So
shots.
Yeah.
yeah, they do that, and they're not that experienced. That is the thing. And I think Cavani should start this game. Martial should start this game. The problem with Martial and Rashford is not playing well, but he's getting those odd goals and assists. Martial, on the other hand, is playing well, but is not getting the
But
goals
he's
and
not.
assists.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
you reckon what?
I,
Yeah.
it's true.
So this is a very funny thing, and Bruno's form has dipped in the last few games. I'm just imagining that when these three players will come back into form, because Pogba has been exceptional in the last few games. We'll
Yeah.
see. Will be a real force. Then it will be unstoppable. Because now I'm actually worrying about City because City have started keeping clean sheets at a regular
Yeah.
rate and they're scoring goals without Aguero. Aguero's absence hasn't been felt in the last few games, and he hasn't played a lot games. So I'm actually I feel
They
Oli has
basically
to
been
do
entire
something.
season they've not been with Aguero, right? Like
They
in a
haven't.
Yeah.
manner of speaking.
They haven't.
Yeah.
Yeah, they haven't, and that is the reason. And they're scoring goals now and keeping clean
Oh,
sheets. They just they
Yeah.
the
just
credit goes to Burnley. The credit goes to Burnley for that scoring
yeah.
goals.
Yeah. So they just swept away Crystal Palace, and I'm actually fearing Manchester City other than Liverpool. but it's our channel, and I wouldn't speak about Manchester City. I think Oli has to, rotate the squad. Oli has to rotate the
Yeah.
squad. I think
Yeah.
it's important.
Yeah. Shivam, if you could just tell us who are the players you will drop for Fulham, or rather not drop, rest for Fulham, so that they could start in the match
So
against Liverpool.
what I feel is that Ole will go with his strongest lineup against Fulham because I personally feel that he'll prioritize
Premier
Premier
League.
League over FA Cup.
I also
He
have a
might
feeling.
rest, yeah, he might rest Bruno and all the starting 11 in the next match in the FA Cup. So I think we'll go with 4-3-3, same backline with Lindelof in, not Bailey, and then the three would be Matic, Pogba, Bruno, Martial, Cavani, and Rashford. That would be the lineup 4-3-3.
No,
Yeah.
that's a very
Straightforward.
attacking lineup.
Attacking
मतलब
Yeah,
अगर
lineup, yeah.
उनको
I
अगर वो
think
लोग काम
I
नहीं
think he
करेंगे तो फिर
goes
तो
with
कुछ नहीं होगा.
I think he goes with that lineup when he sees a relegation battling team or like in the lower half team basically
Burnley
whenever he
जैसा ना.
sees that. हाँ हाँ
Yeah.
और फिर
It
स्पेस की
happens.
जरूरत भी नहीं है लाइक वी डोंट नीड मैक्टोमिनी और फ्रेड टू काउंटर फुलहम एज वेल मतलब जरूरत नहीं
Yeah.
पड़ती है ना इसलिए वी गो विद 4-3-3 if
Yeah.
Matic is fit.
Yeah, I hope he is. Rohan, you were saying something, I think.
Yeah,
What
I was
Sheffield.
saying Yeah, I'm sorry, Shiva. Matic will come in, definitely. Matic will come in,
Yeah.
and I think it will be more like the Burnley game because Fulham will drop deep. They'll look to hit on the counter because they have tremendous space. Bobby
Yeah.
Decordova-Reid is there. They have some really quick players there. So
Yeah. They
even
have
as I
Kamara who
said,
misses penalty.
Kamara, yeah, Kamara will be
No,
there,
but
and
even
he did
Angisa has been decent
And
in the
good,
midfield.
yeah.
Angisa has been good.
Yeah, after that Villarreal loan spell, he's looked a player reborn.
Yeah.
It will be a very tough. It will be a midfield battle. Ruben Loftus-Cheek will be there.
Yeah.
Anguissa will be there. I think Tom Kearney might be fit for this game because he didn't play the
Yeah.
last game. And then there's one more. Harrison. I've been very impressed with Harrison Reed. The way he, that deep lying playmaker's role. He's very quick and he's very snappy in the tackle. So we cannot. I'm just saying that we cannot underestimate Fulham. Only cannot underestimate Fulham. We shouldn't make more changes. I think
Yeah.
Matic will come in and Van de Beek has to come in. Cavani probably. I'll use Rashford and Bruno as substitutes. I really don't so because I think Bruno is a bit tired now. He's played a lot. It looks burned out at the moment.
Yeah, and right on cue, Bruno says hello. So hello, Bruno. Pratnesh, your opinion on the game. I
was pretty shit on Sunday.
was pretty shit on Sunday. Yeah, it's okay, Bruno. We don't hold it against anyone. You've been the man of the
Yeah.
season for us, so it's okay. You're allowed a few performances wherein you're not at the top level. Pratnesh,
Yeah.
just a quick word on the Liverpool match. We've spoken a bit about Fulham. A quick word on the Liverpool FA Cup fixture, and you had a couple of transfer updates to give us before we end this particular live.
Yeah. So talking about the FA Cup game, I think first of all, I think these guys. I think Shivam was right. I feel you'll go with the strongest possible lineup against Fulham because the Premier League will be the top priority. I expect when we go rather host Liverpool at Old Trafford, I expect players like Van de Beek, Alex Telles, probably Eric Bailly will make the game. Harry Maguire is probably undroppable in Ole's eyes. At the same point, I feel he will stick with Fred McTominay in this game because I don't think they are going to be anywhere near that lineup against Fulham. Bruno might receive the rest on Sunday, and I think
Let's
pretty much
not forget Bruno's on 4 yellows as well. So if he picks up a yellow in the Fulham game, he could
he's
be
anyway
banned for the Arsenal
suspended.
match. Yeah, he could be
It's
suspended,
it's
not banned,
yeah,
suspended for the
yeah.
Arsenal match.
So that's domestic suspension, right? I guess it's
No,
applicable
no,
to
it's not
domestic.
domestic. So it's a
No.
Premier League suspension. That's 4 Premier League
Okay.
yellow cards. The suspension will only be activated in the next Premier League game. So if he
Oh,
crosses the 21 fixture threshold, then all of these yellow cards will be wiped off. So that's still a few games ahead from now.
that's a few
If
games ahead.
if he escapes that yellow card against Fulham, that yellow card, 5 yellow cards goes to 10. So he'll have that,
Yeah,
that
yeah,
leverage will
yeah,
be
yeah.
there.
Yeah. So
And yeah, it's a 2 match ban.
yeah, that would
Yeah,
be too much. I mean,
too much.
I think it will be Sheffield. He will miss
Sheffield,
not
Sheffield. Yeah,
Arsenal.
yeah.
Arsenal and Sheffield. Yeah.
He will miss 2 games, is it? Because of five
No, no,
If,
no.
if, if he picks up a yellow.
If he,
Yeah, If he picks up a yellow, he'll miss Sheffield. If he does that against Fulham, uh, I feel if he does pick up that yellow card against Fulham, Ole will anyway play him the game against Liverpool because I
Liverpool,
don't see
exactly.
him. Yeah, then that becomes that works out in the way. I think Greenwood would start against Liverpool. Greenwood and I don't know, man. I think you have to play either of Rashford and Martial. Along with Dan James, probably who might start the game. I know Bruno wasn't too happy last time when I spoke about Dan James, but when it comes down to a game like that, I think Dan James might need it. Like I hope they have to use him because I think he will have a point to prove. So let's at least hope that that kind of galvanizes him to give out a good performance. But no doubt, the Fulham game will be top priority for United. They have to win the game, especially now that City are
All right.
in the groove. City, if they win their game in hand, they are ahead of us. So
Yes.
to speak about it in that sense, we are back in like we are behind in the title race after the Anfield draw, and we need a win. We desperately need a win against
Yeah,
Fulham, and any result against Fulham wouldn't change. I think the mentality which United approach the Liverpool game. Not saying
Yeah,
that. Not saying that United won't want to win the Liverpool game. United definitely want to win the Liverpool game and give one to Jurgen Klopp. But I don't think players like Rashford and Bruno Fernandes will start in that game. Neither do I expect Pogba to start in that game. So I think if they would make come as impact substitutes off the bench, you have five subs allowed in the FA Cup. So that would work well for us in the sense. Yeah, Kushagra, I think in that sense I expect a Fulham game to be a United victory. The Liverpool game is dicey for me. I still don't want to comment on that so soon. Uh, I think Rohan and Shivam, we still have to hear your predictions along with Kushagra.
yeah. So that's Bruno saying hope he gets some rest in the midweek and Donny gets the go ahead of him. Shivam, yes, you've been raising a
so
hand for a point
yeah,
for
yeah.
some time. Yeah,
So like winning a trophy this season is really important. So basically, I feel we should go for the Europa League, not the FA Cup,
Yeah,
because the teams in the
भाई इसमें
FA
ज्यादा
Cup,
मैचेस नहीं होंगे.
अरे लेकिन I feel we have better chances to beat teams in the Europa League compared to facing Manchester City in the final or even Chelsea in the semi-finals. Like we were knocked out by Chelsea last season in the FA
yeah,
Cup semi-final. So I
Yeah,
feel that we should go for the Europa League because we have Real Sociedad in the round of 32, one of the strong favorites. If we knock them out, then we have a like slightly easier
better
path to
chance.
the
Yeah,
final. So एक स्ट्रॉन्ग ओपोनेंट तो बाहर कर दिया. इसलिए आई फील अगर ट्रॉफी जीतना है तो यूरोपा लीग एंड शुड कॉन्सेंट्रेट ऑन प्रीमियर लीग एज वेल बिकॉज
yeah,
दिस इज द बेस्ट चांस क्योंकि नेक्स्ट ईयर मैनचेस्टर सिटी विल स्पेंड अ लॉट ऑफ मनी. In that way, the squad will only improve. Even Liverpool will have Van Dijk back, और फिर कोई और भी एडिशन कर लिया तो it would be really difficult for us. So this is our best chance. So I'll go for Premier League and Europa League instead of FA Cup and Carabao Cup.
yeah. Carabao
all
anyway
right.
done. Yeah,
Just,
Yeah,
just,
Rohan, your predictions, and then there are like couple more comments from Bruno that I'll take, and then we can call it an evening for this particular live session.
yeah,
for the Fulham game, I am going for a 2-0 victory. I think we'll keep
All
a
right.
clean sheet. I think we'll keep a clean sheet because if we can stop Liverpool's attack, then I don't think
You
so.
should be able to stop Fulham. Yes.
Yes, definitely. So yeah, 2-0 victory at Craven Cottage, 100%.
Liverpool. Do you want to stick your neck out for Liverpool, man?
Liverpool, I hope we win because I don't want to,
Lose
go
to
to the bed
Liverpool.
disappointed again.
yeah,
Uh,
Yeah.
we have to win. We have to win. If we want to see, the thing is with Oli, it's been a long. We haven't won a trophy. He has to win a trophy. We have lost
Yeah.
4 semifinals now, and
Yes.
as Shivam said, Europa League is our chance. We have to win trophies. It's the club where the tradition has to be winning trophies every single season, and we haven't won. So
yeah.
We don't
I
want
think
to be Spurs.
I think considering the league has been a bit strange this season. Topping the table, I don't think so makes a lot of difference because there will be a cat and mouse race every single time because City will go up, then they'll drop points. Will drop points in the ahead in the road. Someone else will drop points. So until unless we get to that April month, I don't think so there will be a proper favorite to win the Premier League. For that reason, I want Oli to rest some of the players and go full attack against Liverpool. That is
All right.
my personal opinion. I think we can win that FA Cup game as well. There
Yeah.
is. Come on, we are at
All right.
home. Have to
सब
make.
कुछ ही
Yeah.
जीतेंगे.
Yeah. So just I'll just read out the last two comments, then we'll then I'll put this session
Yeah.
to an end.
Yeah,
Guys,
Udit,
do
there
you
are
think?
two transfer news that I want to give out after all this. So just wait it for
Could
the
you
end.
just give them out quickly? I think we're short on
Yeah.
time, Pratmesh. Could you do that right
So,
now?
so the two transfer news is, one is Lingard is apparently in talks, and they are working on a deal to sign him for Sheffield United. I don't know
Yeah.
what Chris Wilder is thinking, but that it could be a move that could spark his season,
Spark
spark his
yes,
career, and
and spark their season as well.
spark their season as well. So it would be pretty
Definitely.
good. United are also very serious about signing Lens defender Facundo Medina.
Medina. Yeah.
There hasn't been any official claim by a serious source yet, but local sources within the French league have said that United are interested. And OGC Nice, another French club who are interested in Jesse Lingard, have cooled down their interest to sign him. They were going for a loan offer, and the every transfer window news of Jadon Sancho just keeps on boiling, but it's still not boiled yet. It's still on the simmering part, and for sure he's not signing this season.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't even want to do that chat anymore. But yeah, guys,
यार
do you think
ट्रांसफर
this
की बात करना ही नहीं है.
होगा ही नहीं? I have full faith. कुछ नहीं होगा. Guys, do you
Look at
think this
AC Milan. Look at AC Milan. They got Tomori and then
Mandzukic?
Mandzukic to
Yeah.
just to like extend the lead at the top.
Leave it,
And
bro. Leave
what
it.
are we
Leave it.
doing?
They are running a
Let's
club.
not
We are
talk
running a
about
business.
let's not talk
So,
about non-footballing aspects of the club. It's difficult to.
and guys, do you think this McFred thing is really working? Watching how the game panned out, we should have taken off Fred and moved Pogba in the middle, put Cavani up top. That's what Bruno says. He adds on. He says, I honestly feel we no more need that much of a protection since our CBs have improved recently. So why not go with one only midfielder? Bruno, I still feel the improvement in the centre backs is down to them actually receiving more protection. Something what used to happen under Louis Van Gaal. Why we thought Blind and
David.
Smalling were reincarnation of Maldini and Nesta or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Exactly.
it was quite ridiculous. But I feel that is the case. I think you can see it when he plays when he goes with just Matic, and then you can see how the team presses up. If the team presses up, they intersect, or it's not intersect actually. They cut off his strikers quite ahead, quite far up the pitch. And if they're able to cut off there, they're able to turn over possession. That is where United are at their most dangerous. So definitely, thank you guys for joining me here, Pratnesh, Rohan, and Shivam. Thank you for all of your comments. Bruno Penandes is also here. Lovely. Hi, hello friends. Need some penalty? Yeah, man, it is about tea time. So yeah,
It's the same
thank
guy.
you.
It's the same guy who was Tim Payne in the
Yeah,
TSG video.
I know. I love it. I love his commitment, man. You should be a sort of a some sort of a, how do I say, inspiration to all the others who are watching this channel. I think Shivam's having some technical issues, but yeah, thank you so much to Shivam and Rohan and Pratmesh. Thank you guys for joining us here on the Sound of Manchester. We hope we got another pleasant week of reviews coming for you over the next week when we do the next United Weekly. Here's hoping that United are able to build on their unbeaten form in the away fixtures in the Premier League current season of the Premier League and get a victory at Fulham. And as far as that mega clash versus Liverpool at Old Trafford is concerned, we'll see what kind of a team Solskjaer goes with. If he does actually go for it, for that matter, so if actually all of that happens. So yeah, Shivam's back for the final goodbyes. Shivam, once again, I was just saying thank you to Pratmesh and Rohan.
Thank
Guys,
you.
do keep it locked to the Sound of Manchester for all things Manchester United, and we hope to see you soon.
Bye guys.